narcane for the zombie. I want to dedicate the following video to all the zombies from Kensington, Philadelphia. Needles and narcane for the scatterbrains. You've got mail! Well, why didn't he deliver it at the front door like a regular person? I've got a confession to make. I'm not the biggest fan of the original 1980 Friday the 13th. In fact, I've seen it less than 10 times. The truth of the matter is, I watched part 2 before the original, and it always confused the hell out of me why Jason was never in the original when I watched it. I never understood that. And it was even more confusing how he grew up from the end of the original to part 2. He went from a boy to a man. Yeah, so like I was saying, I'm not the biggest, like, Dirk Diggler. We'll see if Jason's machete can cut this open. It's a rusty blade, as that last one in the Halloween video, which I have to sort of apologize for. I was a bit rough around the edges. I had a few baddies here. We got frozen off, and in 2 weeks' time I have to go back and get another session of nitrogen oxide. They freeze them off. It's like very cold. The pain barrier ain't too bad. What we have here is the original Friday the 13th novel by Simon Hawke, and the objective here is to find the typos, as Mr. Hawke ruined my favorite Friday the 13th, part 6, the novel, because if I recall, there was 3 or 4 errors in Jason Lives. In case you didn't know, it was just me who the man behind the mask was. I wasn't too keen on Simon Hawke including Jason's father in the novelization of Jason Lives. I don't think it worked, man. Last year's jack-o'-lantern. I paid $3.89 for this sucker. It's dehydrated and light as a feather. You know what would be a good Jason movie? Not that Freddy vs. Jason shit with Destiny's Child, but Jason vs. Jason, or plural, Jason vs. Jasons. Get what I'm saying? Yeah, they got the technology to do it too. Get every Jason from every sequel and do a mashup and kill each other off. No plot, just a mashup, derby, no holds barred movie. And the fans would go crazy. It's like Star Wars killing themselves, not pitting the bounty hunters together in a movie. So my money would be on part 3's Jason dying first. Or, no, part 5's, the doctor fella, the fake doctor. What was his name? The guy with the funny eyes. And then part 5's, I'm not talking that reimagining shit either. Exclude that. Substitute that prick with Madman or the killer from The Burning. Hey, did you know, this is how much of a Friday the 13th fan I am. I only found out last week that part 5 was filmed in Los Angeles. Roy! The book is not in the greatest of conditions. It's got a huge dent in it there. You can see where it's been punched. It's piss stained and dog-eared and chewed by rats down in the corner. We'll get to that soon. I want to find typos. Now, if you spot this online, tell me, any figure hunter out there, tell me you wouldn't buy this without hesitation. If you spot this anywhere in China, whether it's Shenzhen, China, or Shanghai, run the other way. If you think you're getting this, you got another thing coming. They'll deliver you this. And I'll show you in a minute exactly what I'm talking about. Buyer beware. Oh boy, I can't wait to do this part. If that picture just worked that I attached, then I want to show you something right now that's very important. If you see the following purchase online for sale, run the other way. Watch this. Well, for starters, they send you this beat up can that holds fruit. That's what it comes in, and it's broken. They delivered it like this. And this is the final product you receive. If you bought this awesome item online with the plant, the reed plant, the boulder, this is what came in the mail. No hockey mask, no boulder, no reed plant, a figurine that I swear looks like that new Down syndrome Barbie doll's son. This is the offspring of the Down syndrome Barbie doll, which is named Miss Piggy. I've been duped by this dealer from China. They relist them. They have the temerity to ask that you give them good gradings and ticks of approval on their rating systems as dealers. They will dispute you and they'll call you liars and they will turn it all back around on you. Now you tell me, does that look like that? Somebody, please. Avoid this if you see it online. Do not purchase it. You will not get that. You get Miss Piggy with Downs. If you see this, it's a scam. All right, I'm going to start reading this well into the night, and if I find a typo, you'll be the first to hear about it. You're all doomed. Oh, gee, it'd be a shame if Simon Hawke made me out to be an asshole. They broke for lunch sandwiches and chips, which alive threw together because the new cook hadn't arrived yet. I knew it, Simon Hawke. It was only a matter of time, and we're only up to page 42. They broke for lunch, sandwiches and chips, which, who threw together? Oh, you mean Alice? Who the hell is alive in Friday the 13th? It's 5 in the morning. I can't sleep. All I'm thinking about is a big mug of hot coffee. I read exactly half of that last night. I want to wrap this video up and polish this off. So in my conclusion, here's a few more notes. Why was this released in 87? Why not a year after 1980? Them pricks online who dupe you, watch out for that panic buying technique. They'll list it as hurry, last one available, which is bullshit. And to McPherson Park, you poor bastard, I feel so sorry for that library in Needle Park. It's an easy read. It rarely deviates from the movie, although I didn't care too much for Alice's father's background story about being a stockbroker and dying with 2 phones in his hands. And the Jack character reminisces about one-on-ones with his school friends. They repeat this. Yeah, I got it the first time. The parts I like most are of course, the intro, arriving at Camp Blood, and the fine little details of the storm approaching and how did he refer to it as blood hitting the mirror surface. And I like The guy who runs it, is it Steven? Steve? I love how he goes to town and shops and buys hardwares. I'm going in the Jeep. I'm going to town. You can all stay back at Camp Crystal Lake. I'm shopping. Uh, that's the comfort factor. I'm going to the diner, although the diner wasn't safe in part 9. Oh, part 9. Don't get me started on Jason Goes to Hell. Wonder why they never released a novelization of Evil Dead and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. One more thing. If it was summertime and over 100, where they'd just gone swimming an hour earlier, then why the need to light a campfire in the cabin? You know, I may be reading into this too much, but something doesn't add up with Friday the 13th. At the start, if it's set in 57 and Jason drowns, then the movie cuts to late 70s, early 80s. How can young Jason from 57 still be a boy when he takes Alice in the boat? He's still a child. Am I reading into this too much?